Maybe for a little bit of pain.
It's just a regular Saturday at the Saenz house in Laguna Niguel. Sheri Saenz and her 2 grandchildren are doing arts and crafts. But for Sheri, each ordinary moment is a gift.
I'm a cancer survivor for 30 years, and Dr. Keith Black has saved my life.
Her MRI scan at that point, was highly suggestive that she had an aggressive malignant brain tumor in a critical part of her brain, the left frontal lobe. The typical survival for the type of tumor that she had on pathology was between 2 to 5 years.
At the time, Sheri and her husband Sean were married just a few years and the parents of 2 babies. The news was devastating.
I wrote letters to them for each of their birthdays. I wrote the letters in case I wasn't here.
I was probably most afraid that Sheri wasn't going to be around to help raise our daughters, and they wouldn't have their mother. But that was very short-lived, because if anybody that knows Sheri knows that she wouldn't give up that easy. She's a fighter. She's probably the toughest person I know.
Sheri underwent 3 surgeries, 2 with Dr. Black.
We did a second operation in 1993, again removed all of the tumor that we could see, and continued to follow her case with very careful monitoring with MRI scans. We saw another abnormality on the MRI in 2003 that we removed. Fortunately, that turned out to be a less aggressive type of tumor, so we got a complete removal of that.
Through it all, Sheri and her family tried to live their best life. Vacations, camping, birthdays, and graduations. Continuing on despite the surgeries, chemo, and radiation. And then another diagnosis.
In 2007, we saw evidence that the tumor was again starting to raise its head and starting to recur. This time, we did chemotherapy. We continued to monitor her, and she hasn't had any evidence of any recurrence.
Since then, Sheri's been cancer-free, crediting her strong family and a wonderful doctor.
Think positive, never give up, and have a good family. If you don't have any family, have a good doctor. Call Dr. Black.
I would see her back every year, and every time I would see her back in my clinic, it would sort of make my day in the clinic because, again, here's another, great year and great survival story of a patient who's managed to survive from a very aggressive, very difficult tumor.
For us to be able to be parents together and watch our daughters grow up and graduate high school, graduate college, graduate grad school, continue to their professional careers, and then our oldest daughter getting married and having 2 grandchildren that now we get to enjoy. Those are things that Sheri or myself thought we were going to be able to enjoy together.